To ask the next question, we have with us Julia Riley from Rice University, Houston, Texas.
Greetings, His Holiness. I have taken a class at university on Buddhism, and I'm learning about the middle way, which has really changed my view on life. However, I still have trouble reconciling absolute truth with relative truth and discerning when to interpret my life and the decisions I make through one lens or the other. If you have any wisdom about this conflict, I would love if you could share it.
Now you mentioned here true truth. Kasa.
Absolute.
Ka.
Absolute.
Absolute truth and conventional truth. That is actually the mainly you see also the philosophical field is always make a distinction truth. But then our daily sort of life. Now, for example, as I already mentioned, there is differences, appearance and reality. Now, reality we refer kasa,
Ultimate truth.
Ultimate truth, and appearance is the conventional truth. There also, you see, many different levels. You see, due to different sort of mental sort of investigation. Now, for example, now Indian, generally Indian tradition, Atma is more or less ultimate truth. So this was the usual sort of feeling of self is kasa.
Self is separate from conventional truth.
Oh, conventional truth. Yes, this is here. Nobody deny, argue. But then the life after life. And also, you see, we usually, you see, we can easily say, this is my body, this is my mind, where is I? There's a 1,000-year-old investigator, where is I? And since, you see, Indian tradition, previous life, this life, next life, so obviously this body at time of death no longer. So the Atma, the some sort of also the basis of identity of I, which is a more or less independent from this body, that we call Atma. Now, among Indian tradition, particularly as a Buddhist philosophy, where is Atma? So, Buddhists believe Anatma, Atma, Anatma. Anatma, no independent, also the I or self, but self designated on the combination of body and mind, particularly mind. Now here, the mind, the five senses of organs, then sixth mind, chit, mental mind,
mental consciousness.
ka,
Mental consciousness.
mental consciousness. So all these negative emotion, positive emotion mainly is related with sixth mind, chit. So all emotions related with chit mind, the eye consciousness, hear consciousness, smell consciousness, all these are the something like also the service,
Like a medium.
like a medium, or you say the serving the main mind, chit. So these eye consciousness, ear consciousness, no self-sorversity, because of the no power to designate. Just you see, carry the message. Then sixth mind judge. This is good, this is bad. Then accordingly, too much grasping. And then dislike, anger, or jealousy, all these things happen. And something positive and attachment, like that. So the grasping things firstly appears, then grasping. With that, then chit, sixth mind, make distinction. This is something good, this is something bad. Then you see too much grasping. So chit mind, the final decision maker, like that. So now, roughly speaking, we should not sort of decide things existence as appears. Now, as quantum physics say, we should not bother appearances. Then must go deeper level. So we can say here, the true truth, superficial truth, and deeper level truth. Then, in religious field, as I mentioned earlier, Buddhism, anathema theory. Then a lot of sort of also a different conception about true truth. Because of the description or idea about the true truth, then firstly, Buddhism, non-Buddhism, like Jainism, very good. But there are differences. So within Buddhism, Vibhashek, Chitta Mantra, Sutrantik, and Chitta Mantra, and then Madhyamika. Within Madhyamika, there are Prasankika Madhyamika,
Savatantrika Madhyamaka.
Sutrantik Madhyamika. So there are those Indian great thinker really, as a result of analyze, then different philosophy. You see, this the basis Buddha himself, you see, made. Then, like Nagarjuna, Arya Asanga, these, then you see there further sort of investigation, then the subtle level of differences, and then also, you see these great Indian masters, they are quite blunt, like Chandrakirti. His philosophy is Nagarjuna's philosophy. Nothing exists as appears. So he mentioned, now I can't translate, in Madhyamika Avatara, you see, he mentioned the subtle level of meaning of shunyata. Even some of those great Buddhist master, philosopher, like Bosuband and Dignac, and so on, you see, they also, you see, whether they abandon this philosophy or not, and he say, yes, they abandon. So when I read that passage, and I feel quite proud and quite happy. For me, this philosophy, I think very scientific, very realistic, and firstly, very similar, very close sort of link with quantum physics. So therefore, I always feel I'm the one student of Nagarjuna. And Chandrakirti. So if Chandrakirti, today Chandrakirti opportunity to meet, I think Chandrakirti, I think Kasur, Bachirbe.
No.
Champucha.
Pad.
Ah.
Pad.
Oh, like that. Actually, you see, this thinking is the best weapon to reduce all negative emotion, ultimately ignorance. So ignorance, we believe things exist as appears. That develop that basis of grasping. So in order to reduce that nothing exists as appears. Things, just a mere mental designation. Nothing independently exists. So I also used to practice this daily. Morning, as soon as I wake up, I'm thinking, recite some of the sentence wrote by Chandrakirti. Chandrakirti. And combined with altruism. Very helpful, very helpful. Okay, and there is a story in Tibet. One, you see, thinker, investigate, thinking, where is I? Then finally, he found nothing. Then he touched, you see, his cloth or his body. Then he found there is something. Like that. So these are the Paticca thinking, Madhyamika philosophy. Extremely useful, very useful. The most powerful antidote to cut the ultimate ignorance. So these, my daily practice, the very important part of practice. Very good. I'm hoping if now Chandrakirti there or Nagarjuna there, I think they most probably, I think they, as I mentioned earlier, they pat me and encouraging me. They consider I am quite, intelligent student of this philosophy. Okay, these are not only knowledge, but you see, very powerful weapon to reduce negative emotion. Okay. Then next,
Thank you, Ms. Holiness. The next question is from Kartik Ladha, a student from IIT Bombay, India.
Greetings, His Holiness. My question to you is, in correspondence to the COVID pandemic, global warming, human-made disasters, and political instability, as well as technological innovations, space explorations, medical advancements, we wish to ask that if we as humans are really making progress, or are we just creating bigger problems as we manage to solve the old ones?
now these Kasota, illness, something new. Yes, certainly. You see, I think I'm not expert. You see these things, but I believe. You see, the world, also the whole galaxies. You see, there is beginning, so there is end. So now things are always changing. Now the global warming. Now, the many scientists now they really sort of also they recognize things are getting warmer, and there is a danger. Eventually, you see, Tibet will become also the desert. So Tibet. Usually, you see the whole. I think we can say whole Asia, major river come from Tibet. So Tibet, there are a lot of snow and high altitude. But now, within my own lifetime, when I was young, some my friend. They say when they were young, say some mountain, more snow. Within my own lifetime, less and less. So now that's because of nature, also the
process. Natural process.
Nature process, like that. So now we should pay more attention about ecology, very important. Now you and also now saying, are paying more attention, particularly the United Nations General Secretary. Wonderful. So now we have to, while we just carry busy life, then due to global warming, gradually now this water reduce and blue or the land eventually a desert. So therefore, we have to pay some attention like that. So one of my commitment regarding Tibet, now preserve Tibetan ecology and Tibetan culture. The political matter, I already retired. The political matter, we have the elected political leadership. So my responsibility is to preserve Tibetan culture Tibetan sort of knowledge, which come from, as I mentioned earlier, from India. So now I think the great Nalanda Master's sort of thought we kept so really worthwhile. And with that, Tibetan language also is the best language to describe these subtle philosophical views and psychology, these things. So that's my commitment, and preserve Tibetan ecology.
그렇죠. 어디 내염디 제니스. 이 야게 침 세력이 다든 저거든. 야게 침버디 그 소리. 먼저 문에 야게 침버를 야치 파마 동에다 강에 파마스에 직매버스디 직치스에 이제 치고.
I think material development, including science and technology, I think we should say these are useful, but should not go extreme way. See, there sometimes you see expert, they only think they're on one field. So not much sort of concern about side effect. That's, I think, you should pay more attention for holistic way. Just you see, pay one. Now, for example, the nuclear physicist, one way is very expert, but then only think that way, and then a lot of fears, you see, bring. Something like that, our sort of thinking in different field, we should keep more holistic, not just one, like that. Okay.